Hey, everybody, it's Dr. Angela Kudger with Legacy Holistic Health Institute. Tonight, we are going to be doing our full harvest moon update. So, as soon as you jump on here, let me know that you can hear me. Let me know that you can see me. Let me know that everything is all good. We should be live both on YouTube and we should be live on Facebook on my main timeline. So, tonight, I thought it would be very beneficial to go over some information about this full harvest moon that we are having and give you really some ways to kind of use the energy of this full moon over the next 5 days. And so, as soon as you jump on here, let me know you can hear me. Let me know that you can see me. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to double check that I am live where I'm supposed to be. And I'm going to leave this video up so that individuals have it to replay. But I will say that I more than likely may not leave it on Facebook. So the only place you might be able to get this video is on YouTube. Okay. So I'm just going to double check here to make sure I'm live. And as soon as you jump on here, let me know you guys can hear and see me. And I will actually jump into the content. Hey, 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 thank you for joining me. We're going to talk about some really critical things that are happening with this full moon. I wanted to share this information because I know that a lot of people are in transition. I personally know a lot of people in transition, and this full moon is ushering in kind of this new season for everyone. So, when we're talking about the full harvest moon, the reason this is called the full harvest moon is because it's the moon that is closest to the fall equinox. And so once we get to the fall equinox, that first full moon is actually the one that will allow us to move into a different space of manifestation. So really quickly, I'm going to check something and then I'm going to come back and I'm just going to go into the content. I just want to make sure that we are live. Yes, 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 we are. All right. Okay. So I'm actually going to the content. So when we're talking about this full harvest moon, you guys, let's run it down. So tonight, I'm going to talk about quite a few things concerning this moon. The first thing I'm going to actually talk about has to do with what we want to do over the next 5 days concerning this moon. And really, this moon is giving us the opportunity to take stock over how abundance plays a role in our life and how we determine what we do with that abundance. So it's more than just how you make money and what you do in the world, but it is also about whether or not what you do in the world is what actually fulfills you. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. The energy over these next 5 days, if you're not familiar with the energy of any full moon, the energy of a full moon is actually the energy that ushers in change. It's the energy that allows us to release things so that we can call in things that can help change or shift our lives greatly. So when we're looking at this full harvest moon, right, we're talking about this particular moon being in the sign, I think, of Aries, but it's got some other very earthy qualities to it. So we'll talk a little bit about how emotions are with this specific moon and how you can garner your emotions too. We're also going to talk about what types of things you need to release. And then I'm going to walk you guys through a brief ritual and some affirmations that will allow you to start to harness this and let you know when it's time to actually use that specific ritual or that guidance here over the next 5 days. I'm also going to talk about what this moon actually means concerning our abundance and our ability to create abundance in our lives and security in our lives. And then I'm also going to go into what body systems this moon governs and what things you need to be doing in the fall to make sure that you stay healthy, because a healthy, vibrant body is one that allows you to manifest a lot more. And then the last thing I'm going to do is share with you how you can stay plugged in so that month over month, you're getting the support that you actually need when it comes to these kinds of this moon and other moons as well. Hey, 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 Lee Davis, thank you for being here. So as soon as you jump on here, let me know that you guys are here. That's good to know that you're here. And then make sure that you, if you're able to, whatever platform you're on, share it out if you can so that other people can get the information. I said at the beginning of this that I will more than likely leave this up on YouTube, but I'm more than likely, you guys, I'm not sure that I will leave it on Facebook, but I know it will live on YouTube. So if you haven't joined our channel on YouTube, There are two. One of them is Legacy Holistic Health Institute. That one's pretty easy to find. That one's new. But another one that I just started because everybody has been asking for it is a business channel called Ask Dr. Kudger. Okay. And so if you go follow that channel, one of the things that someone asked me to do is take the top 50 business questions that entrepreneurs have when they're first starting out, or entrepreneurs who've kind of hit a plateau, and answer those questions. So you'll see me answer those questions in short video form on Ask Dr. Kudger. You'll see me answer those business questions from a metaphysical standpoint and a spiritual business relational standpoint as well. I think that leaders, all of us who decide to lead or step up or create something, are doing a work for the planet. And it is something that we have to be keyed into our spiritual walk as well, so that we can manifest and push forward to meet our soul tribes as well. So let's get into this full moon stuff, okay? As soon as you're on here, make sure you share it out. Drop a hello to me in the comments. That lets other people know that this is on and that they need to be up in here on Friday night instead of out kicking it, honey. So let's talk a little bit about what the fall ushers in the first place. So the fall has a lot to do with pulling back. The fall has a lot to do with going into an introspective state. The fall has a lot to do with looking over, reviewing, calling back, right? And you might be wanting to do any number of these things in combination with each other to determine where you want to go forward, right? The harvest full moon in particular is all about pulling in or harvesting in the energy that you've put out. And so if you are someone who has put out a lot of good into the planet, it's time for you to harvest that. If you are someone who has even put out a lot of good and it may not be in the way that you desired it to be, this moon, the energy of this full moon is calling you to ask for some of that energy back, to harvest that energy back to you, and to also return what has not served you, if that is what you're choosing to do. But it's calling us to transmute energy in a few different ways. So let's talk a little bit about what this moon, how you can use this energy. So one of the things that you want to do for the next 5 days is, number one, you want to make sure that you're keeping a dream journal. And if someone can write this in the comments, man, that would be great. You want to make sure that you're keeping some kind of dream journal. And here is why. This is the time of year where, especially you guys, in October, if you do not know how thin the veil is between between realms, or between the physical and the etheric, it is so thin in October, y'all. It is so thin in October. And what that means is we will be getting so much divine guidance from the etheric realm, from the spiritual realm, right? And you might be awakened in the middle of the night more. You might start getting ideas, or you might have an idea that you've wanted to push out, and the winds of change are blowing in to support you as you start that thing. That's especially what this energy is doing with this moon right now. And so when we're looking at this harvest moon, we want to make sure that we understand that this is the time of year that we go into introspection, we pivot, and then we shift to plow forward, right? Right before the new year, you're lining things up to get ready to go forward before the new year. And so that's what this moon is all about. The October, or the essence of October, when the veil is already thin, is just giving us this extra boost to get the guidance that we need. And so we want to make sure that we're using all of this. If you are someone that is keyed into abundance and how to bring abundance to you, whether it is in the way of financial abundance, whether you are bringing abundance to you in the way of connections, things that you want to get off the ground, for a way to be made for you, you want to get in the habit of doing this on the first day of each month, whatever that thing is for you. Some people blow cinnamon over the front of their door and they speak affirmations, calling money and abundance and security into the home. Some people pray for a specific thing, or they do a specific meditation on the first of the month. but you always want to have something that you're doing specific on the first day of every month to bring the abundance into you. Let me know that you guys understand that in the comments, and let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching from YouTube, especially, drop me a heart, because I want to know that YouTube folks are actually getting this. And then if you're watching from Facebook, drop me a hands up as well. Let me know that that you understand this. And so we're talking about a time where we are developing a plan on how we get to use this energy. So you can either use it for abundance, you can use it to push a business idea ahead. And more than anything, most of us are being in called to shift beyond what has been held up or what used to be held up. So we're being called to start that new idea. We're being called to push that thing out, right? We're being called to step into a different level of confidence when the Aries, when as this moon is in Aries, right? I'm sure all of you guys probably know an Aries personally. And Aries, they feel like it's our world, you just live in it, right? They have the confidence of Christ, honey. They have the confidence of God out here. And they have an undeniable fire behind them. Well, that is what this moon is. And remember, when we're dealing with these kinds of energies, they really can go both ways. So people who you've never heard speak up, you'll start to see those people speak up for themselves. People who were originally kind of passed over, forgotten about, new opportunities are going to pour in for those people, right? They're going to all of a sudden see something that's a perfect fit for them, and what they have been kind of ignoring over a certain amount of time, they're going to now say, you know what, this is not a good fit for me, right? That's actually something I actually just did. And I will say this, right? I'm gonna share this, right? I am someone I can be extroverted, but at my core, I'm a Cancerian. I am a Cancerian in my sun sign, and I am a Cancerian in my moon sign. So I am deeply introspective, deeply introverted, but I like to be guided to speak or to say the things that need to be said. So oftentimes, and I will say this, and if you're somebody who's introverted, put your hand up in the comments. But oftentimes, people can mistake our kindness for weakness. They can mistake our introversion, and they can mistake our introspection or need for introspection as a means of like running away from something, when that's really not the case, right? Especially for me, because I'm one of those people that once I have the introspection and I get the information that I need, I'm very clear on what my decision is, right? I'm very clear. And because of that, I don't straddle back and forth. I don't dilly dally and, oh, well, let me give the benefit of the doubt. Well, I don't need to, right? The only thing I need to do is get myself in a space where I can listen and I can hear, right? That's the only thing I need to do, right? And so for me, the decision has been made, right? Rightly so with this moon, right? There is going to be a different kind of energy over people. And whether you're introverted or extroverted doesn't matter. They're going to start to speak up, and they're going to start to move on. What was shaky, what was crossed up, what was mixed up, what was held up is going to start to be released. That's what this moon is ushering in, right? It's a massive releasing. It's like a harvesting of releasing, if you will, right? And so you're going to start to see, it's not uncommon for you to see people that say, well, I didn't say anything about it before, but here's how I'm feeling about it now, right? And I'm sure about how I feel about this, right? And so they're going to be getting this divine guidance. All of us are, this divine guidance to help us move on too, right? And so when we're looking at this moon in Aries, remember, it's going to cut both ways, or it can cut both ways, meaning that we can use this energy to like call in, and we can use this energy to speak up and to move forward in some things. But we can also use this energy in some cases to speak out of turn. And so one of the videos I actually just did on YouTube was about the throat chakra. And I just finished up a series over there where I did the main seven, and then I did the mouth of God one, which is at the back of the head, the earth star and the soul star chakra. So if you haven't checked that out, please go check that out on YouTube. But one of the things that you want to be aware of is guarding your throat. And we're going to talk about some of the body parts too that this particular moon is going to help us with. And so the throat chakra, speaking out of turn, speaking over people, right? Like I've had several phone calls today with different companies, with different people, and I can lay out the number of people who talked over me on the phone. And I am one of those people. I'm clear that my throat chakra is at a space of harmony. I don't feel the need to argue or talk over people, right? And I used to be like that, but I don't feel the need to do that. And so I usually tend to get relatively quiet, and then I go ahead and let them speak, and then I go ahead and I speak, right? And so this is something that you're going to see with this moon because of the energy being in Aries. You're going to see a different fire come from people, and you're going to see them speak emotionally. And sometimes it may not be as rational. It's not anything to you, but you want to make sure that you're aware that this kind of moon energy is where this is actually coming from. So besides that, we want to make sure that we're looking at what we need to call in and what we need to actually release, right? So a lot of people are in transition for this new moon. A lot of people are at a place where they're pivoting what they do in the world. The energy of this moon is going to bring you divine guidance that will show you what your next steps are going to be. And so you may be someone that has done something a certain way for an extended period of time. During the energy of this new moon and with the ushering in of October, with this full moon and the ushering in of October, don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to add something new to what you do. Don't be afraid to look for new opportunities. Don't be afraid to feel like there's more for you here or there's more for you to get. Don't be afraid of those things. This is the time for us to use the energy that's available to us on the planet to go after something new or something that makes our heart sing, right? Transcendence. You see my sweatshirt, that's what it says, right? That's what we're looking for in the energy of this full moon. And so when we're talking about, and at the end of this, I'll give you guys like a brief ritual. It's going to be very brief, but I am going to do a video on YouTube that will go in depth about a return to sender ritual. I will make sure I do that. And then for people who have specific things, I'm going to have a masterclass for you to be on Zoom and set up for your ritual with me so that you have everything that you need and you're clear on how to actually do this in the privacy of your own home, right? And so when we're talking about what this moon means for abundance, right? I kind of want to go back to this. So people are in transition. And so the way you think about abundance, the way you think about wealth, the way you think about having what you need around you may shift this time of year. The other thing you want to be aware of is that some people have operated in the same paradigm for this extended amount of time. And it's time for us to really get keyed into what it is that we're trying to do by staying the same, right? I always say the human being is supposed to have new thought. We are supposed to evolve. We are not supposed to look the same all the time. We just are not, right? We just the sheer fact that we learn to walk, that we grow up, that we are here, that we learn, that we evolve is proof positive that we are here to change. So we are supposed to have new thoughts. We are supposed to have these beautiful new experiences. If we are still operating in the same paradigm, it's time to take inventory to determine where it is, what it is, how it is we truly want to operate. That's what this moon is for, right? And we get one moon like this all the time every month. It's in a different sign probably, but the energy to shift is always at hand for us. Always at hand for us. We have to be wise enough and brave enough to see when it's time to change. And we have to focus our undivided attention, fix our vision on the things that are ahead of us and go in that direction. Now, these old paradigms might not just drop off, but you will see yourself working through them, right? One of the things that, and I'm going to say this, one of the things that will tell you if you're in transition is when it feels like everything has halted. It feels like everything has stopped. It feels like everything is being held up. It feels like your communications are not going through. The universe, God, is offering you an opportunity to turn your wheel in the other direction. And some people get very afraid during these times in their lives. Some people get really, really uneasy, about these times in their lives. But this is the time to truly like say, oh my God, I've been chosen. Let me rejoice. Let me be grateful that for crying out loud, it's pivot time. I'm so freaking happy that it's time for a change. I was getting burned out. It's time for something different. Let's rock it. It is the time for us to say, this is in alignment with the inexhaustible rich substance of the universe. And I'm grateful that I got now, that it's my turn now, right? And so we have to be aware of these things, and we have to make sure that we shift our vision. And we have to make sure that in shifting that vision, we understand that it's time to pivot and change our paradigm. It's time to rethink what we thought we should be doing. It's time to revisit what was downloaded to us. It's time to review the people, the things, the places. What are we around? Where are you spending your time? Have you changed in the past year? 2023 is almost done. Look back at all the things that you've done. Have you changed at all this year? The change should be visible. Your energy should be palpable. Let me tell you something. I actually did a keynote speech the other day from Morehouse on Thursday, from Morehouse College, and it was for their entrepreneurship center. And during our time together, and I'm going to do this for our master classes for those of you who are interested in joining us, we did sound healing. They did different kinds of meditations. And for people who had never been able to get deep enough in meditation, they went through a very simple process that was less than 2 minutes, and they could immediately get their entire mind to stop. And these were people who predominantly worked in the technology space. Mostly all of them were tech companies, CEOs of tech companies. And you would not believe, even before I spoke, just being in the room and walking around and talking to people, it was an experience. But after I had completed this, and I've spoken several times. This is, being on, that was not my first rodeo, okay, at all. So I've gotten awards for speaking and things like that. And so the number of people that rushed up to greet me afterwards saying, I need more help with this. I've never had anybody have the ability to energetically help me relax, And so your changes, they should be palpable. You should have mounting evidence that you have shifted over this year. Your practices should be deeper than they used to be, right? And if these are the same, This harvest moon is calling you to shift that. It's calling you to shift that. And so, one of the other things that I want to express is that this moon, of course, amplifies emotions. Like I said, in Aries and with people connecting with other people. And so, as it amplifies these emotions, I want you to use your emotional energy and your emotional intelligence during this time to actually use that in your script writing. Be emphatic in how you journal. Be emotional in how you express gratitude daily when you wake up. Add that emotion to your affirmations every day. And if you're someone that you've been doing affirmations and they don't work, try ask affirmations, right? Because when you affirm something, your mind can quickly say or decipher it as a thing that you will get or you won't get. But if you ask a question, your mind doesn't have the time to quickly answer it as fast. Cognitively, we don't. So if you say, why do I have so many new opportunities coming up for me? Why am I so ecstatic about my life? Why is the end of this year so abundant for me? When you ask these kinds of questions, it doesn't give your mind time to reject it, right? So shift how you say and how you speak to your mind with this new moon and over the rest of the end of this year, but especially over October. You also want to take the opportunity to script write. So a lot of people in that room had the same thing. They said they were being woken up in the middle of the night. And these are people who are going to be your movers and shakers. If you're someone that gets a lot of different downloads, you definitely need to be script writing. You definitely need to have a journal or something at your bedside. If you don't have one, October October is where you definitely want to do that. Hey, Regina Breeze, sending you so much love and light as well. Thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate that. And so, in addition to this, we're going to talk a little bit about the body systems. But the last thing that I wanted to cover about how this moon, what this moon does for abundance, is it brings up past wounds and past paradigms that we need to heal. And so, there is energy around what is cosmically known as the wounded healer. And so you might get old people calling you from past things. You might get information and different things that might trigger you. And as these things come up, you want to ask the question, show me, teach me, tell me what I'm supposed to do with this information or how to get beyond this particular thing, right? Show me how to get beyond this. And then allow these things to be able to flow into you. They might come in the form of dreams. They might come in the form of messages from other people, right? I did a release bath, and you want to do that tonight as well. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. If you don't do it tonight, do it sometime over these next do it sometime over like these next 5 days or so, right? And if you haven't shared this out, make sure you share this out if you're watching, and then put shared in the comments so I know that you guys are kind of like on here and you're listening. But you definitely want to do some kind of release ritual, and I'll be doing a YouTube video about that. It works best in a bathtub. If you don't have a bathtub, then there are some other ways you can do it as well. But it's going to work best with the element of water and a washing away and removing of the thing you want to release. But I did that. I was not going to do mine until tonight. I'm going to do a different one tonight, but that's not a bad, just to kind of double back over it because of what I experienced today. And that's another thing, double down on what's working. And so I wasn't going to do it last night, but I said, okay, something said, God said, get up, do this right now. I need you to talk to me right now. I need this done from you right now. So that's the other thing you want to be aware of doing this during this moon. Be obedient to what you hear. Be obedient to what you hear and what comes through you, because every single one of us is a portal during this time. And so one of the things that like I said, I was not going to do it. And God was like, get up and do this now. Get up and do this now. I did this ritual. I did my release bath, element of water, all those things. I did that. And I kid you not, the main person that was dropped off, released, removed, literally sent me a message through another element where they weren't blocked a couple of hours after I completed that bath. So you're going to see these paradigms try to show back up. You're going to see, and I sent them something along the lines of, I'm complete with this, and I'm clear on what my experience and the lessons were. I'm complete with this, and I'm clear on what it was, right? And so you're going to see these different things show back up, right? You're going to see it show back up, and it's your job to know that the universe is supporting your new thought and a new paradigm for you. When it's time to change, here they come. Here they come, all out the woodworks. Do what you need to do. Take the necessary steps to block, stop, remove, push. This might not be people, it could be habits. It could be habits. It could be places. No, it's time to release it, and it's time to release it for good. You're being called to greater. So a lot of people are in a transition period and they're being called to greater. So some of the body systems that we need to be aware of this fall, but especially during this full moon time, number one is going to be your reproductive system. The reason your reproductive system is so important in the fall is because, especially with this moon, is because as you are shifting, as we are all in kind of this transition period where some of us are going to get to pivot, where we get to kind of look over everything that we're doing, your reproductive center governs your ability to be creative. It governs your ability to birth out new ideas and new things. And so you want to make sure you're taking in herbs to keep it healthy. You want to make sure that if you are connecting with other people, that you're doing so in a very healthy manner or staying away altogether, especially during this time where this kind of energy transfer is very high, right? You want to be clear that your reproductive center is also here to guide you in creative, amazing ways to put who you are out into the planet, to align you with what your purpose is for. Let me know that you guys understand that in the comments. All right. Let me know that you understand that in the comments here. So when we're looking at this, the reproductive system is the first one. The other one is going to be digestive and your immune system. Now, your digestive system is going to be where your solar plexus is, right? Your seat of power, right? And so your digestive system, you need to make sure this stays healthy this fall, but you especially want to make sure it's done now. When we're looking at the full moon, we're actually, I don't want to kick my water over. When we're looking at the full moon, we're actually looking at a time where our reproductive system needs a little bit of a rest. Now, we get heavy foods in the winter and the fall, and I want you to really key in on avoiding some of that stuff. During this time, it is so beneficial if you were to go on a fast, if you're called to do so. And I don't mean like a water fast or anything like that. It's whatever you're called to do. If you're called to go plant-based for the next 5 days, do that. If you're called to only eat a certain food for the next 5 days, do that. Or if you're called to pray and not eat for a few hours during each of those days, do that. That's going to boost your immunity. It's going to help your body process old foods, old things, and it's going to clear out your digestive system. You want to make sure you're doing that. If you don't do it with this moon, do it with another full moon, but do it on a full moon. And this is a great one because this is where you pivot. This is where a lot of people can drop off the eating habits that they have. If you're someone who's had yo-yo diets and weight issues, This is the moon to drop that off. This is the moon that governs the reproductive system to give you a creative idea to stay on track. And it governs your digestive system to get healthy so that you can reset your gut and then move forward and stay healthy throughout the rest of the fall and spring and fall and winter and spring, right? The next thing, or the last system that it governs with this moon, this full moon, is the so we said digestive, we said reproductive, it's your immune system, right? And rightly so. We need a healthy immune system to be able to carry out any of these bright new ideas or any of the things that we are doing, right? That is what we're here to do. And so having a healthy mind, a healthy body, um, concerning our immune system is exactly where we want to be. She says, can you repeat what you were saying about asking yourself the quick questions a few minutes ago? Oh, you mean if you get a download? Regina, let me know that if that's what you mean. Ask, show me, teach me, tell me. Let me know if that's what you mean. Or the ask affirmations. Let me know which one you're speaking about. All right. And so when we're talking about this, we want to make sure that we have these all of our systems in alignment, but we're definitely talking about our reproductive, our immune system. And you want to get herbs in alignment with this. You want to get herbs in alignment with this. So she says yes. She says both. Both. Okay, Miss Breed. And so when you're getting downloads or when you're waking up in the middle of the night and you're getting these ideas, you want to definitely ask the universe, show me, teach me, tell me what it is I'm supposed to do with this information you're giving me. Show me, teach me, tell me what my next steps are. Show me, teach me, tell me, guide me to the person, place, or thing I need to call or visit to move this to the next stage, right? These are the questions you want immediately. You definitely want to ask these if you're waking up in the middle of the night. What is it that you have for me? God, I'm listening. Source, I'm listening. Universe, I'm listening. Whatever you want to say, I'm here and I'm available. What is it that you have for me? Especially if you wake up and you're clear. You're not groggy. You're not halfway in and out of sleep. And one of the things that this particular full moon brings in is people have less REM sleep. They have less deep sleep with this full moon. And it's going to be even less over October because the veil is so thin. So you want to keep a journal by your bed and you want to definitely be saying, show me, teach me, tell me what it is you want me to see. And then instead of affirming, I am abundant, I feel abundant, I, have this, or I am this, or I, using these I am affirmations, those work really well. But for people who have find it challenging to shift from a paradigm, a way that they've been thinking, it's beneficial to ask yourself a question. Why am I so abundant? Why do I have such great ideas? Why do things flow to me so easily and so frequently? Why are there so many amazing opportunities for me all of a sudden? Why is it that my life is so beautiful? Why do I love my home so much? Ask yourself these questions, right? And it doesn't give your mind time to stop it and say that it's not true the way that it would do with an affirmation. So those were the ones that I covered. All right. Let me know, Regina, if that was good enough. So the next thing, or the last thing I want to do, is kind of make sure that you guys get plugged into metaphysical treatments and a master class. And so I've done she said I don't believe I missed that thanks so much. Yes. So glad you got it. All right. And if you have any questions, anybody, about this, make sure you put them in the comments now so that I'll be able to see them and I'll answer them for you. Now, when it comes to master classes and people being able to get this information. So first of all, I'm going to tell you this, and then I'm going to tell you guys about the ritual and how to do your ritual. And then I'm going to describe it, you guys. But then I'm going on YouTube, and I think this is in my October content because I put out, so content comes out from me on YouTube every Friday morning. So lately there's been videos coming out every day because I had a whole lot of September content backed up, right? I do a mini series once a month on my channel. So you'll see a new playlist added every month with something. And I think the next one that's coming up, it's not spiritual gifts. It is, what is it? 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 I got to go back and look. I think it's like the 9 dimensions or something like that. Explanation of the 9 dimensions. I think that's it. I think that's it. Don't get me to line, y'all. You'll see it. You'll see it pop up on YouTube as the new series. You'll see next Friday, because that's in October. You'll see that video pop up. You'll see that playlist pop up. Okay, so you get one. So on the channel, right? Because I want to build a community here of people who want to shift, like of people who are here to play big, of people who are here that need to truly be supported, of people who are here that truly want to leave something beautiful for humanity. That's what I'm here to do, right? I'm here to guide those people in whatever capacity they need, whether they're trying to start a business or whether they're trying to further their spiritual journey. That's what I'm here to do, right? I have done that over many lifetimes, and I'm continuing to do it in this one as well. And I know that for a fact. And so there are things that are just innate for me. I may not think of something to do for my own business, but if you gave me your idea, I could tell you start to finish where it needs to be for the next 10 years. It's an innate gift. It's an innate gift, right? Kind of a curse too, because I'm like, why didn't I think of it for my own? But it's something to really think about. So that community, supporting those people, right? And so you don't have to be in the spiritual space. It doesn't matter what your company's in. We can definitely give you insight on how to move it forward. And so when we're looking at this, so you get it. So just being part of our YouTube community, you get a mini series once a month that turns out to be a new playlist for you. So if we're going over a specific subject, you're getting that fleshed out to you once a month. The other thing that you're getting is other content once a week coming out on YouTube. Okay. So that series is going to play out over the month, but every week on a Friday morning, you're going to get some other kind of video that has to do with health, wealth, love, destiny, business, right? You're going to get something pushed out. All right. But there are people who want exclusive experiences. They want closed door stuff, right? They don't want to just be out in the public with everyone else. So we have a masterclass subscription. And that is for people that say, okay, let me turn on my Zoom camera, bring you into my home so that you can show me how to set this up for me. Help me set up for success. Yes, I can watch a video, but I still need a little bit more guidance. That is what this subscription model is for. Okay. And those individuals get a free masterclass once a month going in depth about something. They also get an energy clearing in that masterclass and sound healing and meditations in those masterclasses once a month. In addition to that, they also get one metaphysical treatment from me, not once a month, but over the year of your subscription, you get one metaphysical masterclass from me. Not masterclass, but metaphysical treatment. That means you send me in writing, in detail, the thing that you are having the biggest challenge with, and I begin to hold space for you on that. And I check back in with you to determine how that treatment is going and if we need to shift that treatment for you. Okay. So that's what they get with this particular membership. And you guys will see the link to that in the description or in the comments later on in this video. So you'll see me come back and pin that comment here so that you can go read about that subscription model and join that so that you're part of that community as well. Now, let's talk a little bit about this release ritual, right? And so, like I said, I'm not going to go into massive detail, but over these next kind of 10 minutes or so, I want to talk to you guys about this. So if you haven't shared this out, share it out so other people can get it. During this full moon, and you want to do something like this with every full moon, because things come up from our past, things show up that we need to release. Old things that we thought we got rid of might still be around. People, places, things, habits come up, and we need to release them. And so this particular ritual will allow you to do that. It can be used to uncross It can be used to send back energy. I call it the big send back, right? And so it could be used to move on from something and send love to the person or to the situation or to the thing. It can be used to release your intentions on something, to call in abundance. It could be used to remove you from the outcome, basically, right? Because sometimes we think so much about what the outcome is going to be that we don't give ourselves the space for our energy to expand. And this is why metaphysical treatments are important, because when we fix our idea on something that we want, a lot of times we are so fixed on the outcome that it disrupts our sleep, it disrupts our energetic patterns. It disrupts our emotions. It disrupts how and what we eat, right? It brings about stress and the different results of that type of stress. When really the true goal to manifesting something is knowing that we see it in our mind's eye, but releasing the outcome, releasing our attachment to when it will come, releasing our attachment to that thing. Your job is to get clear on the goal. And so this release ritual, if you're someone that can't seem to stop uh, thinking about the thing that you're trying to bring in, because what you resist persists, right? Like what you're trying to really grab onto is just going to keep escaping you, right? And metaphysical treatments are so powerful because it's not my manifestation. I could hold space for you all day, but someone has to. And you can't be the person doing that for yourself when you're so stuck in the energy of wondering when it's going to happen. Doesn't work that way. That's the opposite of manifestation, right? And so it gives you the opportunity to clear out your energetic field and spend your time getting ready for this thing when it comes in versus fixing your attention on when and how it will, right? So you want to do this ritual for something like that as well. You can't remove yourself from wanting the outcome of something. This is for that as well. Okay. And so here's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you clean your bathroom. And I'm looking because that's my spot over there. You clean your bathroom and you want to also make sure you clean your body. So this is a soaking bath, not necessarily a soaping bath. No another way to say that. And I'll do a YouTube video in I love my bathroom. Love my bathroom. Let me be clear. Oh God, I love my bathroom. So it's made for soaking and relaxing. I have a very beautiful bathroom to me, right? But you want to make sure that you clean the bathroom. And so you got to plan this. And then you want to clean yourself. So you want to make sure you take a shower, right? That you're clean before you get into this tub, right? And so you're going to run the water in the tub. If you want to add stones to the tub, crystals, you can do that. You do not need to add bath salts or things like that. You can do that if you want to relax. Salt has a way of removing energy as well. That's not what we're trying to do with this bath. We're really trying to speak something into the water because water holds a very high vibrational energy. And then we're also looking to then get into that water, and with the washing away, with the sweeping the water over you, you're speaking these affirmations, right? You're speaking something that says I'm in the flow and I'm letting it go, right? Right. So I'm being divinely guided to release this, and I'm staying in the flow while I let this go. You want to kind of get a mantra going for yourself that will allow you to just let this go. And then if you need to sit back and relax in the tub, give yourself some time to kind of sit, give yourself some time to really take in the energy of the water. But you want to prep the bathroom, prep yourself. If you're using crystals, charge them in the sunlight during the day, do this bath at night, or charge them in the moonlight during the day, do this bath at night, right? If you're someone who likes to use charged water, charge it in the sun during the day or the moon at night, pour it into the rest of your bathtub, right? And that's just sitting a glass of water out and letting it charge under the full moon or under the sun to pick up some of that energy. And that would be perfect to do with this moon, especially. And then putting that into the water. Let me know that you guys understand it in the comments. If you understand that, say, yes, I get it in the comments. And let me know that you actually get it and you understand it. The other part to this is once you have ran the water to whatever temperature, you're going to want to specifically put two things in there. And I'm not going to go into detail as to why you put these in there, but you need a citrus and an herb, okay? you need a citrus and an herb. All right. A citrus and an herb. And what I mean by that is some people might use grapefruit, some people might use orange, some people might use lemon, some people might use pick something, right? When you're looking at uncrossing, uncutting, untying, lemon is going to be the strongest thing you could use. You're going to want to, while your water is running, you're going to want to put the lemon drops in the water. Now, if you don't, and this is if you don't have fresh lemons, okay? This is if you don't have fresh lemons. If you have fresh lemons, chop up organic fresh lemons, slice it up, put it in the tub. You're going to sprinkle or get your rosemary leaves, the stems. You're going to get those either from a farmer's market or wherever. Toss those into the water. Make sure you guys share this out so other people can get this part too. You're going to want to drop those in the water once, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this on YouTube because some people, I don't have the visual right now, right? But I did mine last night and it was amazing. And I'm going to explain to you why this is important. But you're going to want to put those things in the tub while the water is running. If you don't have a tub, I'm going to share with you how to do this on the YouTube video. I'll go in detail about how to do that in the shower, but I don't want to do that tonight, okay? Because I can, you'll see when you see my bath, my tub and shower, okay, how you can do both, right? And what you need to do if you don't have a shower. Like I have a bench in my shower and I have a standalone tub. I have a full tray over my tub where I can have earth, air, fire, water on this tray while I'm bathing, right? So it's built for this kind of healing. It's one of the reasons why I moved here. And so you're going to want to make sure you have these elements. While these things are in the water, you're going to put your stones wherever you put them. Some people put them down in the water if you want to charge the water that way. Some people put them on the bathroom, across the edge of the tub, wherever you feel like they should go. Don't overthink that. The ledge of the sink or wherever you want these to go across from you, right? You want to make sure you put them there, all right? And so once you've got this stuff laid out, you've got this stuff in the tub, you can add some other essential oils. You want to ground yourself, put rosemary oil in. If you want to cleanse yourself or you want to do some things for your reproductive system, you can use a little bit of tea tree oil. Be careful with these oils because they are strong. Unless you're only doing a few drops of each, but you want to try to get the real thing in the water. So lemon instead of lemongrass oil, right? Lemons instead of that. All right. Putting these things in the tub. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sit and you're going to write your intention out. You're going to write it out, but then you're also going to speak it over the water. Okay. This does not have to be long. This does not have to be long. It's somewhere along the lines of, I hereby release this person, place, thing, habit, way, whatever that might be, whatever's held up, right? My attachment to the outcome, my deepest desire, whatever it is, I hereby release ... And I am calling back to me all of the energy I have put out in the direction of that thing that I'm releasing. You have the ability to call this back to you. Energy is never destroyed. That's why you always leave people in a peaceful place, because they can call back the good that they put in your life. This is why you always do good by people. They have the ability to call it back and to send you back what you sent them. To send you back whatever angst, sleepless nights, they have the ability to send that back to you and say, give me mine back. I did amazing by you. That's why I'm never concerned when people are like, oh, I did so much good for you. Okay, well, let's switch. Give me mine back. I'm gonna let you take yours back. Go forth in love and peace. If you gave so much great, then guess what? Good's gonna come back to you. But if you didn't, it's gonna hit you in the back of the head, and you're gonna wonder, why am I not so covered anymore? It's because that person called theirs back. This is a very powerful ritual, and you get to decide in your prayer and whatever you write out. You get to decide where you want that energy to be sent to. You get to decide that, right? You get to say, I'm calling this back to me. I hereby release this, and I'm calling this back to me. And I'd like that energy to go forward in this new idea I want to push out. I'd like that energy to show up in me as a renewed passion for what my purpose is. I'd like that energy to show up in my space as a new opportunity to move forward. You get to do that. You get to do that. That's why we're on earth. We get to do that by living here. It's something that's afforded to us, right? And so you are going to write this out as concisely as possible. You can be detailed if you want, but you got to remember, you're going to have to speak this over the water, and you're going to have to put your hands down into the tub, right? So here's what it looks like. You get to, and like I said, I'll do a YouTube video walking you guys through this as well, because some of this might be hard to remember, but you're going to kneel in front of the tub. You're going to get on your knees in front of the tub, and whatever you're doing, whoever your deity is, God, creator, source, Jesus, whoever, these are just conduits for your request. These are just these are your facilitators. These are people that are going to assist you and hold you accountable to it, right? To your request. In prayer and supplication, make this request known so that it can be heard, right? So you're going to kneel in front of the tub. You can do that with a towel. I have a mat. You can do that on whatever bath mat is by your tub. You can do it however you want to do that. You're going to kneel in front of the tub, and you're probably going to have your incantation written and down beside you on the floor, but you're going to pray over your hands, and then you're going to stick your hands down into the tub all the way to the bottom. Lean over into the tub, and you're gonna speak the prayer. I am charging this water. Your hands carry the highest amount of vibrational energy. This is why it's important not to let everybody lay hands on you. I know y'all's parents told y'all that. We don't do that. Your hands, and this is also why the laying on of hands brings forth healing, right? The removal of energy can be done with the laying on of hands as well. Your feet are the same way. It is also why some people don't want you wearing shoes in their house, right? Some people don't want you tracking energy from your feet into their home, right? And so we want to make sure that we're aware of how to do this. Your hands carry the greatest vibrational energy. So you're going to write that out, and you're going to speak over the water, and then you're going to put your hands down into the water, and you're going to speak the prayer over the water. I hereby release XYZ. I hereby call it back to me. I'd like for this energy to show up in the way of this. Show me, teach me, tell me as I release during this time what I should be doing and how should I look for it. Help me to not be attached to the outcome, but be consumed by the evidence that shows up in my daily life that this is on its way to me. That's the type of thing you want to say. That's the type of thing you want to say. And then you're going to get up, and you're going to slowly put yourself into that tub. You're going to, if you need to play music to relax yourself, play some music to relax yourself, right? I'm usually like, Alexa, play such and such and such and such, and she'll play it, right? So have something that you want to listen to. If you are led to not have any sound, don't have any sound. That's okay too. But you want to facilitate whatever feels good to you in your healing during this time. So important that if you could do that tonight. That's why I did this at 7 p.m. because you get the opportunity to write out your stuff, prep it for tomorrow, do it over these next 5 days, do it for yourself. Okay. The other thing you want to be aware of is you want to, during this time in the tub, you want to have a mantra, right? Right. And I always say with what I usually say, and you figure out what you want to say, find your mantra, and this helps you kind of get into a meditative state in the water, and allows you to kind of stay into the frequency of change while you're sitting in this charged water. Okay. And so you're going to be washing over yourself. And I say with this water, I'm washing away the energy of this person. With this water, I'm washing away and releasing the energy of that way of living. With this water, I'm washing away. So you kind of want to get into the flow of what you're doing in terms of washing that thing away. And then you also want to say things like, I'm staying in the flow and I'm letting this go. I'm staying in the flow and I'm letting it go. I'm staying. And I'm going to tell you over the next couple of hours and days, here they come. Hey, listen, I was really hoping. Here they come. Ground me in the evidence that this is the right way to go. The fact that they trying to tear that door down. Let me tell you something about people, places, and things that try to stick to folks. They do, child. Okay. And so you have to be clear that this is the thing you want to let go of. Because while you're in there washing away, they in there sending you an email. Don't go, please stay. Let me continue to wreck your life. Like, peace be unto you. Peace. Go quickly. May you go quickly into your next best space. I know you're gonna do well because I'm sending you back everything you gave to me. If it was so great, take it back. And I'm definitely calling back all of mine. My coverings over you, all of that. Let me get that back because I need that for me now. And I need that energy poured into the direction of this new thing I got going on. I need a renewed sense of passion and to be grounded in the purpose that I'm pivoting in. I need mine back. I need mine back. I'm not giving up no energy for free no more. I'm out of that. I'm out of that place. And one of the things that might come up for you if you're somebody, let me know if that resonated with you guys. Because if you're the type of person that is always giving, man, good God, you need to call something back. And even if you don't call back, at least release the hold over you that people have to give and not receive. At least release that. At least be willing to release that. But when you release, you always want to have a direction you want this energy to flow in. Don't let it sit stagnant. Do you need it to flow into your bank account? Do you need it to? What do you need it to do? What do you need it to do? Put in the comments what you would, if you had to call yours back, right? And God gave you a do-over, what would you say? Well, instead, I'd like this. I'd like this energy to flow in this direction. Put in the comments of what it is you'd like it to do. Would you like it to show up in the space of high self-worth? Would you like it to show up in the space of new opportunities? Would you like it to show up in the space of favor at your job? What would you like it to show up as? A renewed sense of confidence and commitment to yourself. How would you like this energy to show back up for you? It's important that we get to do that. And it's important that you do it for yourself. And so that's a part of my October content. So you will get a video that goes in detail with me in my bathroom on how to do this. And you'll get some more pointers. If you're someone who doesn't have a tub, we're definitely going to do something with the shower as well, since I'll be in my bathroom. Okay. And so she says, I just posted about me trying to fall into, okay, and giving a call to release my hoarding pain to a specific person. Yes, just told my mom this a few hours ago, literally. And how would you want that to show back up for you, right? If you were to let something go, how would you want it to show back up for you? She says, release with a purpose. Absolutely is what we have to do. And so as you do this particular bath or this particular thing, she says she's like to be able to be a blessing to those in need. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so when we're looking at this, this is a very powerful ritual. So you're going to get, when you know you're on the right path, you're going to see things show up that try to pull you back into it. You don't need to be told that this is your test. I think we're all wise enough to know that this is our test. Don't fall for it. Like, this is simple. This is real easy. Don't fall for it. Now I know I'm moving to another space. Thank you for the confirmation. Thank you for the confirmation, right? Now I know I'm moving on to my next best space. And I don't have to tie my mind to the outcome. I already know it's coming because these people and things are proof positive because they're trying to hold on. So you're going to get a test. It might not be exactly, mine was in a matter of hours. Yours might not be. Yours might be within a couple of days, but it will show up. It will show up when you're trying to let something go. And it's God's way, it's universal intelligence and God's way of asking you, are you sure about this? Because this is a paradigm and a vibration that you've practiced up until now. Are you sure you want to practice something different, my love? Are you sure about this direction? Every fiber of your energetic being, everything about your vibration has practiced this. It's why you've had it all this time, or you've done it all this time. Are you sure you want to shift? You will undoubtedly get a test. You will. I got 2 of them today. It's like, okay, well, if this one don't work, let's send it another way. I was like, you know what? Not at this time. I do appreciate you for reaching out though, but not at this time. And then the next thing I did was put some things into place that says I'm clear. So if it's a block, if it's a stop, if it's a do not pass go, it's in place so that you and I are no longer in the same vibration. I'm certainly walking away from yours. And again, I don't look at vibrations as high, low. It's an infinite number of vibrational levels we could be on. It's not about high or low. It's about aligning with the ones that make sense for your life. That's what it's more about. That's what it's more about. That's what it's more about. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And so we want to make sure that when we do this, be sure that it's what you want to let go of. Don't dilly-dally with this. Let me tell you something. The energy, wayward energy, this straddling back and forth is what draws us into these lifetimes of repetition on the same vibration. It's like you've got these lifetimes of imprisonment, karmic debt, this waywardness, this I want to release, but I'm back and forth. All of that feels toxic to me. I'm not even interested. My energy can't handle it. God bless the people who can, but I can't. I can't do back and forth. When I'm done, I'm done. I'm going to exit stage left because I know the next act of my life is up. And scene. That's my favorite line concerning people, places, and things that you're done with. And scene. We're moving on. Very clear about the direction I'm trying to go in. And so this is what I'm here to support for people. If you've never done one of these, you want to make sure you take precautions and do it properly. Again, the biggest part about this releasing ritual is knowing that you are ready to do this. And I knew that I was, but I was like, well, let me just wait till the 29th. Let me just wait till and I got 2 phone calls that put fire under me. I was like, I'm not going to let you stay in that. So on this phone with me, and it might hurt your feelings, but it's going to fix your vision. It might break your heart, but it's going to fix your vision, baby. It's going to fix you. It's going to fix and align you with your purpose. And so and this is why it's so good to have some bulldogs around you. People that are like, I will not stand for you to speak doubt into an atmosphere around me. Right? And so you might not like the delivery of it, but they are clear that, listen, I'm on a vibration that you ain't rocking with right now. And we are friends. And if you want to stay that way in my life, I'm going to need you to do whatever you need to do to get rid of that. Whatever this is that's on you, go take care of that. And I better not ever hear you talk like that again. Ever. We just don't, you know. So I had phone calls back to back with people, you know, doing that. And so for me, it was, you cannot wait until the 29th. Do it now. Do it now. I need you to wash this away now. Don't even go to bed with none of this on you no more. Right. And I don't just want you to reach around this energy that you're trying to, just reaching around what was recent. I want you to reach all the way back, because there's some other stuff you need to pull back in, and there's some other stuff you need to send back out. Some other stuff you need to send back out. Yeah. And I'm not afraid to be obedient, and neither should you be, because you're supported on this journey. You are, you know. And this is what these treatments are for. So if you say, well, Dr. Kudger, I did my bath, but I just don't know how to say no to this toxic trait, this toxic energy, this back and forth. I can't get my eating straight. My mind won't stay clear. That's when you need a metaphysical treatment. That's when you need one. That's when you need someone else burning for you, praying for you, speaking over you, covering you. That's when you need that. You know, that's when you need it. And we all do need it at some point. We all need it. And so I'm going to run through the comments really, really quickly. She says, prepare my bath right now. I will release tonight, as I spoke earlier to my mom. And this is definitely more clarification than, yes, to make that move. Absolutely. She says, Kiki Clark, you got this. Yes, you do. All right. And she says, so in my emotions now, but for a positive reason. You should be. This is a very emotional moon. Right. I said that earlier in the video. It's a very emotional moon, but you want to take those emotions and put that emotion into your affirmations. You want to put that emotion into your prayer when you speak over the water. You want to decree, you want to do these things with real emotion. And when you get out of the tub, and I'll show you guys how to do this on video as well. When you get out of the tub, she says, I'm preparing my bath right now as well. Yeah. And when you get out of the tub, if you used fresh lemons and rosemary, real rosemary, if you use oils, you're fine. But if you use rosemary, and eucalyptus works really well too. But if you use these fresh ones, you're going to want to dry these out. Okay. And then you're going to want to find a way to give them back to the earth. Right. And so you can either dig a hole and bury them in the yard, or you can, some people burn them on their altar. Some people, whatever you want to do with it, but find a way to let it dry out completely. You can let it dry out completely. And some people like to wrap it with sage and make a sage smudge stick with it. Right. However you intend to give it back, you know, but you do want these to dry out, and you don't want to put them in the trash. You kind of want to find another place or something else to do with them. And so mine have been pulled out of the water, and they're drying on kind of that rack that bamboo rack that sits over the tub. You guys know what I'm talking about? Where it has a place for soap and drinks and whatever, books or devices. So it's, mine is laying up on that, drying out. Okay. And then don't worry about, how do you use the oil method? You just add, Kiki, you just add, the oils to the water. And remember, if you're adding multiple essential oils, they can get strong, right? As long as your bath water is enough water in there to dilute it down. But it's more of like a few drops of each one, because they can be very strong all together. Okay. And you want to make sure when you get out of the tub, and this is why you don't want to put bath salts in this, because you technically should be rinsing bath salts off of you. You shouldn't go to bed with bath salt on you. Let me know that y'all understand that. That's like bath salt 101. They continue to work when they're on the skin. So if they have magnesium, whatever's in them, they continue to work, on the skin and internally. So anytime you take a salt bath, you need to get in the shower and rinse that salt off of you. Or if you put a bath bomb in there, you need to get in the shower and rinse that off of you. This bath is different. It's not for that. So you're going to clean yourself thoroughly with soap and water in a shower first, and then you're going to get in the bathtub, right? Let me know that you guys understand that. Let me know that you understand that. Yes, 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 Lady Laverisi, absolutely, absolutely. And so you can have your tea with this as well. That's another way. Anything you need to calm you down. Definitely light an incense, whatever incense you need to light that for yourself. Um, and so you're gonna want the essence of this water to stay on you. And so when you get out of the tub, when you get done, when you get out of the tub, you're gonna kind of want to do like an air dry. I mean, don't drip everywhere, but do an air dry. So I kind of like wipe off my feet, and then maybe, I mean, I live alone with my son, whatever, but so I, lay a towel across the bed, or I stand in the bathroom until I air dry, or I moisturize while I'm still wet. However you want to do that, whatever's your regimen, you know. I'm a big like, coconut oil or uh, raw cocoa butter while I'm wet. I'm a big like moisturizer because I'm a dark girl and we get ashy, man. You better put something on that skin. So you want to keep kind of that glowy look, put something on that skin, baby, especially for the wintertime. But you definitely want to do it this time around, and you want to keep the energy of the bath on you, and you want to sleep to this. Keep your dream journal by you. Anything that comes up in the tub, you want to write it down. Have a journal near you, write it down. So however you want to do that, make that happen for yourself. Okay. um if you're not on YouTube and are you here and you haven't subscribed, get over there and subscribe to my channel. My channel is so tiny, y'all. Go over there and show some love if you ain't subscribed over there, and hit the subscribe, and then make sure you turn the notifications on too, because I really am going to give you guys great content. She said, I will do almond oil is my favorite, as well as coconut. Those two combined might be very nice. Those might be very nice. And then if you're someone who likes to smell good naturally, that's really how you want to do it. If you don't want to do perfumes, you really want to look at essential oils, especially for women. It's like, um, rose oil. You want to have those on you while you're, jasmine is another big one for ladies, rose and jasmine. You naturally are gonna just that your essence is gonna just smell good because you moisturize with it versus spraying on perfumes and stuff. If you want to stay away from that, it's a great way to do it. And she says, yes, always I buy journals from Estet and Soul, and they have a multitude of subjects in them. Awesome. All right. All right. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. I think I have kept y'all long enough. If you are over here on YouTube, thank you so much for supporting this on YouTube. I put this on Facebook too, because I know people can forget to go over to YouTube and look at it. Don't really know how much YouTube Live works just yet, but we are going to be live going forward on YouTube, y'all. I might give y'all a couple more of these lives on Facebook, but YouTube is where this community is going to build and be. Okay. I will be dropping the link tomorrow for the subscription program. So for those of you who want it, it's $47 a month. It is not that much. Okay. For you to get all of this information, the master classes and those are on Zoom. So for you to get those every month with the metaphysical treatment, plus you get the opportunity to get your name entered into prize drawings every month, all that goodness, right? That's $47 a month. I'm going to drop the link so that you guys can have that. Before you drop off of here, please send love and light to somebody during this full moon. You already know we all need it, right? So send a little bit of love and light out into the world. And if you see your name in the comments, make sure you send it back to the person who sent it to you. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right, you guys. So have an incredible night. If you have questions, I'll still be checking under these videos probably later on tonight and all that stuff. And kind of going back through the comments just to see if there's a way to answer any questions. I'm going to scoot back through just quick to make sure I didn't miss anything. And she said that YouTube channel is looking amazing. It's coming along. Sharice, it's coming along, girl. I have to get my video game up, right? I have to get better lighting. And when you guys look at these videos, just tell me, like, say, I don't like that, or can you do that without makeup on, or can you do that with whatever? I don't really care. Just say it, like put it in the comments, or can we see more of this? Or, you know, can you be more relaxed? No, whatever you feel like you want to see on the channel, right? My channel is like shot right here in this room, and this is an area in my bedroom, right? So it's just easier, and I feel more relaxed in my bedroom. And so, you know, I've shot it in some other places. I will shoot some things in the kitchen because it's a nice kitchen. Like it really is. So you might see me shoot like the juicing or food things in the kitchen, but you'll see me mix it up on the channel just to try to get a feel of what you guys like or what you want to see. Okay, so just make sure that you let me know that. You guys let me know that the feedback, I thrive off of the feedback. Okay, because this is not just for me, it's a community for us, y'all. It is a community for us to get what we need. Okay, I'm just running back through the comments to make sure I did not um miss anyone or anything. All right. All right. Okay. All right, you guys, listen. Have an abundant, beautiful, full moon experience tonight and over the next 5 days. I am cheering for each of you. And it's been a pleasure sharing time and space, you guys. Have a beautiful evening. Love and light. Bye.